mechanism of enzyme action. So keep your that books also open to understand it, and that key points you want to write in your notebook, that also you should do it. Okay, so about enzyme introductory part, I have explained you that they are the catalyst, okay, required for the various biochemical reactions in our body. Now that working of this enzymes, I'm going to discuss with you that how do enzyme that work, as well as they bring that changes in the chemical conversions. So you can see here that this E is presenting the enzyme and S is the substrate. Okay, so this enzyme has an active site, which I explained you previously also. Okay, and on this active site of the enzyme, this substrate binds and it forms a complex which is known as the enzyme substrate complex. We call it as the ES. So substrate, which is the S, it binds to the active site of enzyme, for which it has to diffuse towards the active site. Now it forms a complex, the complex which is known as the enzyme substrate complex. You can see this is enzyme substrate complex. This complex formation lasts only for a short time, and this is known as the transient phenomenon. तो ये जब एंजाइम सबस्ट्रेट के साथ यहाँ बाइंड होता है और कॉम्प्लेक्स बनता है ES, ये शॉर्ट टाइम पीरियड के लिए होता है. इस फिनोमिनन को हम कहते हैं ट्रांजिएंट फिनोमिनन. सो व्हेन सबस्ट्रेट बाइंड्स टू द एक्टिव साइट ऑफ द एंजाइम, a new structure of the substrate called transition state structure. What is called this is transition state. That structure is there in this transient phenomenon. अब ट्रांजिशन क्यों हो रहा है? बिकॉज क्या होता है, जो मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं सबस्ट्रेट के, दे अंडरगो सर्टेन चेंजेस. Okay, here you have seen the enzyme changes shape slightly as the substrate binds. Okay, and the changes takes place in the substrate too. So यहाँ पर यही changes हैं, इसके लिए हम इसको कहते हैं transition state structure. Structure में changes आते हैं in the structure of enzyme as well as in the structure of substrate. So molecules of the substrate undergoes chemical changes, that is breaking or making of bonds, and finally the product is formed. क्योंकि एंजाइम का क्या रोल होता है, रिएक्शन को आगे जो है कैटेलाइज करना, और जो सबस्ट्रेट बाइंड हुआ है दैट इज चेंज इनटू द प्रोडक्ट. So finally what happens, the product is formed and released from the active site. So you can see here the product is released from the active site. So enzyme that transformed the structure of substrate into the product. तो ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो रहा है, इसीलिए इसको हमने क्या कहा है, ट्रांजिशन स्टेट स्ट्रक्चर कहा है. तो यहाँ पर जो सबस्ट्रेट था वो किस में ट्रांसफॉर्म हो रहा है, प्रोडक्ट के अंदर ट्रांसफॉर्म हो रहा है. एंड here you will see ES complex जहां पर substrate enzyme से connected है. here you see EP, यहाँ पर product जो है वो enzyme से attached है. then after the product is released from the enzyme and both they are separated from each other, product they leave the active site of the enzyme. So this pathway of transformation of substrate into the product, it must go through the transition state structure. Kindly note down these points. Transition state structure. This could be many more altered structural states between the stable substrate and the product. तो ये जो changes आ रहे हैं ना स्ट्रक्चर में सबस्ट्रेट और एंजाइम के, इसीलिए हमने इसको ट्रांजिशन स्टेट स्ट्रक्चर कहा है. सबस्ट्रेट जो है वो चेंज हो जाता है प्रोडक्ट में, और ये चेंजेस के कारण हम इसको कहते हैं ट्रांजिशन स्टेट स्ट्रक्चर. Okay, in this formation of substrate into product, all other intermediate structural states are unstable. मतलब बहुत सारे जो हैं सबस्ट्रेट के स्ट्रक्चर में चेंज होते हैं, then we are getting this product. तो ये जितने भी चेंजेस हैं इंटरमीडिएट स्ट्रक्चरल स्टेट्स हैं, ये अनस्टेबल होती हैं, और स्टेबिलिटी इज रिलेटेड टू द एनर्जी स्टेट ऑफ द मॉलिक्यूल और द स्ट्रक्चर. सो we will see for a reaction to start an external supply of energy is needed and it is known as the activational energy. तो यहाँ पर ये जो रिएक्शन है इसको स्टार्ट करने के लिए एक्सटर्नल सप्लाई जब एनर्जी को चाहिए एनर्जी चाहिए होती है, दैट इज द एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी. ये हम इसकी हेल्प से स्टडी करेंगे, दैट इज कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी. ओके, तो किसी भी रिएक्शन को स्टार्ट करने के लिए एक एक्सटर्नल सप्लाई एनर्जी का चाहिए होता है, दैट इज नोन एज द एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी. एंड इन दिस ग्राफ यू विल सी हियर दैट दिस इज द एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी विदाउट एंजाइम. ओके, this activation energy is required for such a large number of reactions cannot be provided by the living organisms. And enzymes, अब यहाँ पर enzymes का क्या रोल है, बिकॉज ये जो activation energy है this is without enzyme. Then what is the role of the enzyme? That enzyme, it lowers the activation energy required for a reaction. तो यहाँ पर एंजाइम कैसे हेल्प करते हैं, ये एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी को लो कर देते हैं, दे लोअर द एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी. सो यू विल सी इन दिस गिवन ग्राफ दैट that y-axis it represents the potential energy content, and potential energy of a body is the stored energy, you know, and x-axis is representing the progress of the reaction, progression of the structural transformation of substrate. as I said you कि substrate के structure में changes आते हैं, तो वो है progress of reaction. Okay, where the change in the structure of the substrate and formation of product, okay, that we call it as the transition state, or we can say the progress of the reaction. So here you will see this is the energy without enzyme and this is the energy, activation energy with the enzyme. So these enzymes, they lower the activation energy required for a reaction. This is the substrate. Now if the energy level difference between S and P, now understand S representing the substrate, P representing the product, तो ये substrate जो है ये product में convert हो रहा है, तो हम energy level difference की basis पर ये predict कर सकते हैं कि whether the reaction is exothermic or endothermic. So substrate जो differences है substrate और product में energy level difference अगर हम स्टडी करें कि if suppose the product is at lower level than the S, if the product is lower level than the S, that is the substrate, then the reaction is exothermic. In exothermic reaction, the energy content of the product is lower. Energy content of the product is lower than that of the substrate, so heat is released. Understood? That is why we are saying कि जब यहाँ पर P जो है वो लोअर लेवल पर हो सबस्ट्रेट के कंपैरिजन में, तो रिएक्शन एक्सोथर्मिक होती है, और यहाँ पर जो एनर्जी कंटेंट होता है प्रोडक्ट का इट इज लोअर देन द सबस्ट्रेट, सो एनर्जी इज रिलीज्ड इन दिस रिएक्शन एंड दिस इज द एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शन. ओके, सो हियर एक्सटर्नल सप्लाई ऑफ एनर्जी इज नॉट नीडेड. Vice versa, we will study the substrate S is at lower than the product P, then the reaction is endothermic, where the energy content of the product is higher than the substrate. तो यहाँ पर heat absorb होगी and the reaction is the endothermic reaction. So this is the concept of activation energy and how enzymes they lower the activation energy which is required for a reaction. So this is about the mechanism. Now next we will come to the factors affecting enzyme activity. So what are the factors affecting the enzyme activity? As I said you that they have a narrow range of temperature and the pH. In the general features I explained you. Narrow range means their activity is being affected by the temperature. So they are very sensitive for the temperature. And you know the enzymes, they are proteins with their tertiary structure, and any change in the tertiary structure would affect the activity action of enzyme. तो enzyme का जो structure है वो tertiary protein structure है, और थोड़ा सा भी change अगर हुआ टेम्परेचर में तो उसके टर्शरी स्ट्रक्चर में चेंज हो जाएगा, एंड व्हेन द स्ट्रक्चर चेंजेस देन द एंजाइम विल नॉट वर्क. सो enzymes generally they are being active at the optimum temperature. They have narrow range and the temperature at which the enzyme show its highest activity, then this is the optimum temperature, usually 37 degrees Celsius in the humans. Okay, and enzyme activity declines both below and above the optimum temperature. अगर temperature जो है वो above होगा optimum temperature के और below होगा, in both the cases the activity of the enzyme is decline, नहीं हो पाएगी enzyme activity. Low temperature preserves the enzyme in a temporary that inactive state. अब दोनों का हम temperature का effect देख लेते हैं. अगर temperature low है, okay, then very low activity, or it will be in inactive state. But when the temperature is raised above the optimum temperature, then it loses its activity. So enzyme में activity नहीं हो पाएगी at the temperature higher, like above 50 degrees Celsius, as it causes denaturation. Denaturation I explained you during the protein structure. So at high temperature, the change in the structure of protein takes place, that is known as the denaturation. And you know that enzymes are protein. So at high temperature, they undergo denaturation and they lose their catalytic activity. So this is the impact of the temperature. So you will see here that at 37 degree in the graph, the maximum enzyme activity is there. Okay, and here at the temperature here till that 20-30 degree means the temperature is less, so the activity is also less, means this is the reaction rate, this is the temperature. You will see the activity is starting right from the 10 degrees Celsius. Below 10 you will see there is no activity. Okay, so till 10 it starts, the activity means enzymatic activity starts, and as the temperature increases you will see the activity of the enzyme also increases, means the rate of reaction also increases. It goes at its maximum at the 37, then after you will see after 40 here there is gradual decline in the rate of reaction, and as it reaches to the 50 degree, denaturation occurs in the enzyme and then the reaction is stopped. So this is the impact of temperature on the activity of enzyme. So understood, students? Now next we are going to see the factors affecting enzyme activity, that is pH. pH is that hydrogen ion concentration. So here every enzyme has an optimum pH, okay, where they are being most effective. So enzymes are most active at the optimum pH. A rise or a fall in pH reduces enzyme activity, same as the temperature we have studied. And here enzyme, they contain R group of amino acid with proper charges at the proper proper or optimum pH. So some enzyme, they act best in the acidic medium, others in the alkaline medium. For every enzyme there is an optimum pH where its action is maximum, and at the temperature the pH which is being lower or higher, so the enzyme, they loses their activity because this tertiary structure is disrupted. ये जो tertiary structure होता है प्रोटीन का, वो low और higher pH पर जो है वो disrupt हो जाता है, इसके कारण enzyme activity show नहीं होती है. So here you will see that at the 7 pH, 7 is said to be the optimum pH here, where the enzymes show highest activity, maximum enzyme activity in our body. Okay, as it goes below or up, you will see the rate of reaction is getting down. So this is the effect of enzyme activity there, and the effect of pH on the enzyme activity. Now we will come to the next point, that is factors affecting enzyme activity. Substrate concentration. Substrate, you know, on which enzyme works, जिसके लिए enzyme work कर रहे हैं reaction में. So substrate पर क्या impact, substrate की concentration किस तरीके से enzyme activity को जो है affect करती है. So you will see here that this is the velocity and this is the substrate concentration. Velocity means the rate of reaction itself. Okay, and this is the substrate concentration. So as there is increase in the substrate concentration, it increases the velocity of the enzymatic reaction. जैसे जैसे substrate की concentration बढ़ेगी वैसे ही यहाँ पर rate of reaction जो है वो जो increase होगा, velocity of enzymatic activity will increase. The reaction ultimately reaches a maximum velocity. You will see here that this is Vmax, means it is the maximum velocity where the reaction reached, and further it is not exceeded by any further rise in the concentration. अब इसके बाद हम चाहे कितनी भी substrate की concentration को increase करें, further ये जो velocity है वो increase नहीं होती है. Okay, so it is not exceeded by any further rise in the concentration of the substrate. This is because at this stage enzyme molecules become fully saturated. Here Vmax, you will see here the concentration of the substrate. Here you will see here all the enzyme will become fully saturated with their active site, and no active site is free to bind the additional substrate molecule. यहाँ पर Vmax मतलब maximum velocity पर अब enzyme की active site available ही नहीं है, चाहे आप कितना भी यहाँ पर substrate को add करो. So understood children? What is the impact of substrate concentration on the that activity of the enzyme? Now next we will come to the Michaelis constant. क्या होता है? Km. So that I will show you further. Michaelis-Menten kinetics is there. Michaelis-Menten equation is a quantitative description of the relationship among the rate of an enzyme, that is the catalyzed reaction V1, and the concentration of the substrate, that is S, and the two constant Vmax and Km, which are set by a particular equation. So the symbol used in the Michaelis-Menten equation refer to the reaction rate V1. V1 is the reaction rate of the enzyme. Here maximum rate we are calling it as Vmax. S is the substrate concentration, and the Michaelis-Menten constant we will show it by the Km, and again here the substrate is added. So this Michaelis constant is a mathematical derivation of a constant which indicates that the substrate concentration at which the chemical reaction catalyzed by an enzyme attains half its maximum velocity, or we can say that the concentration of the substance at which half the maximum velocity of enzyme reaction is attained, and this is known as the Michaelis constant, that is the Km. Okay, so this is Michaelis-Menten kinetics. Okay, Km whenever it comes, this is the Michaelis constant. So this is about the impact of concentration of substrate on the enzymatic activity. Now we'll come to the competitive inhibition. Means this is also in your syllabus. The competitive inhibitors क्या होते हैं? Like inducers and inhibitors, you know that the difference in between this, that is competitive inhibition. So competitive inhibitors means those who inhibit, stop, and next that the inducer मतलब जो कि reaction को increase करेगा. Okay, so competitive inhibitors means what they are? They compete with the substrate for binding to active site, but once bound, substrate cannot be transformed into product by enzyme. तो ये competitive क्यों? क्योंकि compete कर रहे हैं किसके साथ? Substrate के साथ, for binding to active site, but once bound, substrate cannot be transformed into product. तो ये जब ये substances bind हो जाते हैं enzyme की active site के साथ, तो substrate जो है वो product में convert नहीं हो पाता है, और ये जो catalytic activity enzyme की inhibit हो जाती है. That is why it is competitive inhibitors. So those who compete with the substrate for binding to the active site, and once bound, the substrate cannot be transformed into the product. This is competitive inhibitors. Now competitive inhibitors can be reversed by simply increasing the concentration of substrate. So how can it be reversed? By adding or by increasing the concentration of substrate. So you will see here, this is the substrate molecule, this is the competitive inhibitor. Now instead of substrate, suppose this inhibitor molecule attaches or binds with the active site of enzyme, then substrate cannot bind with it. This is the inhibition. Now reversible competitive inhibitors, here what happens, here already that competitive inhibitor is attached with the enzyme at the active site. Now we will increase the substrate concentration, then many molecules of the substrate will remove this competitive inhibitor. Okay, so this is the competitive inhibition. Now there are the types of competitive these inhibitors are there, like the competitive and non-competitive inhibition. So here competitive inhibitors, it interferes with the active site of enzyme, so substrate cannot bind. ऐसा क्यों होता है कि ये जो competitive inhibitor molecule है ये active site के साथ इंटरफेयर करता है एंजाइम की, तो सबस्ट्रेट जो है वो आकर के बाइंड नहीं हो पाता है. While in the non-competitive inhibitor, what happens? It changes the shape of enzyme, so it cannot bind to the substrate. So non-competitive inhibitors क्या करेंगे? ये change कर देते हैं shape enzyme का, so it cannot bind to the substrate. This is non-competitive inhibitor. Okay, understood here? So these are all about the competitive inhibitions, and they stop the activity of the enzyme. Further इसकी activity